last video of the series. Okay, so I've done 4 videos today, back to back. None of them gave notifications. I did this on purpose because I wanted these videos to reach who they are meant to reach. Okay, I want these videos to reach who they are meant to reach. Those who is not for, they won't reach. You know what I'm saying? It won't go to them. So hey, butterflies, if you are here, if you have not already checked out the first 3 parts, I strongly encourage you to check out the first 3 parts, especially if this message resonates with you, because it's a flow of energy, okay? And for you to get the full picture, it's within all of them, okay? Um, don't judge a book by its cover. And I know a lot of people, we judge sometimes things by a title. I'm gonna let y'all know I'm horrible at making titles, okay? But there's something about this season of not judging books by cover, not judging something just because it doesn't initially resonate with you. What you got to realize is when you're seeking something different, right? Of course, different is not going to first register to your eyes of, I need to look at this or I need to connect with this. You get what I'm saying? 111. So when you're retraining your subconscious to be attracted to different things or to be able to pinpoint and see certain things, you got to realize it's going to be the things that don't initially connect with you. It's going to be the things that initially did not resonate with you. So in this season right now, it's something about strongly do not judge books by its cover, because you could be missing out on some good things, some good information, because you're viewing something from an old lens and you haven't allowed yourself to see things from a different lens. You get what I'm saying? So we oftentimes put ourselves in that cycle of repetition by doing that, where we only click on things with thumbnails that are familiar to our eyes, or we only click on things that the title is something that we resonate and see, right? And we push away the things that it's just like, no, right? But in all honesty, those are the things we should be questioning and looking into, and the familiar, allowing the familiar to just be what it is. You get what I'm saying? And so in this season is giving a vibe of allowing yourself to shift your eyesight, or like your appetite. Your appetite is shifting. 222. What you're attracted to is shifting. How you're attracted to it is shifting. Your perception of your attraction with it is shifting. Okay. But I'm also hearing this energy of let them. So one thing you're going to realize is that you're going to have people who want to leave your life, or who want to shift how they react with you or interact with you in your life. And that is totally okay. And that's totally fine. That's free will. We all have the free will to make those decisions. But what you need to know is that you need to have as much strength and confidence in yourself to be able to say, yes, I understand that you want to shift how you interact with me, but that doesn't mean that I have to accept what you're offering. Okay. That doesn't mean that I have to accept what it is that you're offering. Just because that's all that you can do does not mean that that is what I'm accepting. You get what I'm saying? If the price of the goods is $100, I'm not going to accept 50 just because that's all you can afford. You get what I'm saying? So you have to be in that energy of understanding you, what is your baseline energy, and that's what you've been being pushed into, because it's something about within the past you may have been like big on, trying to be understanding and um going overboard to help or fix something for people, fix something for, other people, but you would sometimes like self-sabotage. And in a way it was like you were in this energy of being nice, when you're not called to be nice, you're called to be kind, and there's a difference. You get what I'm saying? um and you're shifting out of that energy of the familiar of what you would be attracted to. So your attraction is changing, is what I'm getting really heavily with this energy as it continues to shift. What you allow yourself to be attracted to, what you allow yourself to shift your subconscious energy to be attracted to. So it's giving a vibe of you're going through an overhaul of your super ego. Your super ego is going through this process of learning new things, is going through this process of internalizing new things, so it's giving you more access. I'm seeing the movie Lucy. Alexa, volume down. I'm getting this energy of the movie Lucy. And on Lucy, it was like as her brain continued to like expand, she was able to like really see the expansion of her brain and her mind and the power of it. But it got so powerful that it just like, she became just energy. You get what I'm saying? And this is giving a vibe of you've been opening up your awareness and like the power of your subconscious brain it's been making you more aware of shifting realities. You get what I'm saying? And so as you are shifting realities, you got to realize if it's a new reality, it's going to look different from what you're used to. It's going to look different from what you're used to connecting with and things of that nature. So you have to let everything that's being called to fall away and fall off. You have to let it fall off in order for the new thing. So similar to how we change our algorithm on YouTube, right? A lot of you all, just by engaging with my channel, you are changing your algorithm. Just by being here, you are changing your algorithm. You get what I'm saying? That's why it's like it's a glitch in the system, because as you allow yourself to engage in new type of content or different type of content, you're then recommended more content about that thing. But if you keep connecting with the same type of content that you always connect with, you're going to keep being recommended 555 that same content, and it's never going to be something different, which is where that 555 come in. It's never going to be something that is more of a variety, more of like, just a difference of what you're used to. And if you're at a place where you're working on expanding and growing and evolving, you got to allow yourself to step out of the comfort. And that's why they say you have to allow your type to change. You get what I'm saying? Because oftentimes our type is connected to a part of us that we no longer resonate with. So if you've been evolving and growing and changing, your type is not going to look like the type that is connected to your new frequency, most likely is not going to look like, walk like, talk like, none of that of what you used to be connected with. And you have to be able to notice that and see that, because you got to understand they will. And that's why their energy starts shifting with you. It starts changing because they know they can't connect on the same level that you connect on. So they have to shift it into a frequency that still allows them to have some level of leverage. You get what I'm saying? So you have to allow people to slowly leave your life, fast leave your life, because that's nothing but an indication of it's making room for something new and something different and something more evolved in your life and your algorithm. The more we hold on to those things that no longer connect, or the more we allow people to stay in our life that don't connect with us, we're affecting ourselves. The longer we allow people to stay connected inside of our life that we know do not resonate or connect with us, we're holding ourselves back as well. And it's not because it's like, let me put it in this way. Are they bringing a benefit into your life? So the people who you're keeping around, it's always, you have to work through this, you got to fix this, but it's like, they're no benefit to your life. They don't even bring benefit to your life. In a way, it's just always a problem to solve or fix. And that's when you have to identify and figure out, like, is this meant to continue? Or is this not? You get what I'm saying? So this season, it's strong on your blessing is not going to look like what you are most times attracted to. It's going to look very different from what you are attracted to, because you are now on a different free. Ooh, hand, yes, spirit, yes. We on it. We on it. Ancestors in the building with this, okay? When you do the familiar, you're staying in a loop, in a cycle, and that's something that I talk about in my Gaslighting the Matrix class. When you continue doing the same thing, you're continuing in the cycle of the matrix of the energy. You're not looping, you're not changing anything. You get what I'm saying? But once you allow yourself to change your behaviors or your habits, or you always take this one way to work. Once you start taking a new direction, a new path to get to the same place, you start to see new things and different things and explore and experience new stuff. You get what I'm saying? And it expands you even more when you go to the unfamiliar, when you go down the path that you typically always don't go down. You learn more, you experience more, and you obtain more. That's where you're currently at. That's what allows you to stay in expansive energy, because you allow yourself to be put into situations that allow you to continue expanding and not stay in the familiar. Okay. So who this message is for is who this message is for. Okay. I was not meant to stay on here for too long. I was meant to give this final message to the series so it can be completely complete. But down below, as we talk about a book by its cover, put an emoji that represents what the cover of an interesting book to you would be. So put an emoji with an interesting book cover like what it would be. So for me, I would say like a firefighter. That's so random, but that's the first thing that came to me. So mine will be the firefighter emoji. But I thank you all for being here. Check out the links and things down below. Check out each other's emojis, okay? And as always be real, always be true. Don't be afraid to do what your higher self and your spirit team is calling for you to do, period. But all you need to know is that your blessing is behind that book cover you judged. So don't do that, okay? I love you all. Did I already do my outro? I'm gonna do it again. And as always be real, always be true. Don't be afraid to do what your higher self and your spirit team is calling for you to do, period. Love y'all. See y'all later. Ecstasy.